Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. If you have been looking at William Samoei Ruto, one thing that will shock you is that he is still trying to consolidate power. He is not having enough. More than 2 years into his first term, the president is busy trying to conquer new ground. The president is killing the opposition. He is destroying the opposition every day and trying to woo the opposition into his camp. All these things point to something. And this one brings us to the question of our discussion this morning. Are there plans by the government to ensure that election 2027 is not held? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? If you study keenly what the government has been doing, you realize that the government is not very keen on having the 2027 general election taking place as scheduled in our constitution. Why am I saying this? What are the indicators that the government is not very keen on having a general election? Number one, in my view, up to this point, we don't have a fully constituted independent electoral and boundaries commission, IEBC. IEBC has no commissioners. Since the Cherera 4 was shown the door, Wafula Chebukati retired, akina Irene Masitu alienda, you realize that IEBC does not even have a chairman. Today, there are several constituencies and wards without representatives, which is wrong in my view, because this is denying people their right to representation. This is not what things should be done. So the question that we should ask ourselves, why isn't the government reconstituting the IEBC? Why? IEBC was even supposed to make new boundaries and even merge some constituencies, create other constituencies, but nothing like that happened. So how are we going to conduct an election without IEBC? And even if they are going to constitute IEBC, when are they going to do it? Number two, in my view, is that if you look at the government has been trying to extend the term of the president. The term limit of the president, the governors, the members of parliament, and the senators and the woman rep. But the idea here is to bait the governors and members of parliament and senators so that they can actually swallow the line, the hook and the sinker, and they become part of William Samoei Ruto's strategy of extending his term. In fact, when Samson Cherargei brought this issue, Kenyans did not remember that it is not the first time that this motion was brought to the National Assembly and the Senate. It is now being brought the second time. Though it has been rejected, these are machinations to ensure that there is no election in 2027. The other thing is about the impeachment drama. When you look at William Samoei Ruto, he has been fomenting a crisis in this country. You look at the ruthlessness with which Gachagua was impeached. you realize that William Samoei Ruto was actually testing the waters to see how Kenyans would behave. When you look at Gachagua, just to prove to you that it is not over, just to prove to you that these guys want to ensure that there is no election in 2027, Gachagua will soon be arrested. Gachagua will soon be arraigned in court. And then they want Kenyans to react. And that is why you heard Gachagua saying that people from Mount Kenya cannot react. They cannot go on the roads to demonstrate because of Gachagua. So what they're going to do, after they realize that Kenyans are not reacting, because they want Kenyans to react, so that there is a crisis, and Gachagua maybe could end up in jail, they are going to come up, especially leaders from Mount Kenya, to defend Gachagua. Those who are in UDA, Akina Ishungwa, and those who are from the Rift Valley, especially those who have been rejected by the electorate, even before the elections. They will come now in defense of Rigathi Gachagua so that they can be cleansed, so that they can win the hearts of the voters. All these are meant to ensure that there is no preparation for 2027 general elections. The other issue is about abductions, arbitrary arrests, extrajudicial killings. Why do you think the government is abducting its own citizens? To an extent that the Western nations, Britain, America, Germany, Italy, France, are condemning William Samoei Ruto. What is the nini? What is the urgency? And where is the threat of these people who are being abducted? What do you think the government want to do? How do you relate this with 2027 general election? The idea is to create fear, is to ensure that nobody question the government. Nobody question the government's action. Nobody points a finger to William Samoei Ruto. Because when you do that, they will come for you. That is the message. You create fear such that even if there will be no election in 2027, people will just continue their normal lives. Because they know if people are allowed to express themselves, then they are going to oppose this idea of maybe postponing the election. The other thing is this idea of sending Raila Amolo Odinga to the African Union. Don't just take it with the face value. Atichukulia hapa juju that Raila is just going for the position of the African Union. And Raila was just brought in the broad-based government. Yes, we know he was brought to save William Samoei Ruto and bring peace in the government, which somehow he has achieved. But there is more than that. There's more than that. Because Raila is the only person with Gachagua who could have told William Samoei Ruto, no, you are not going to accept this. But now when Raila is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, he's supposed to take a neutral position as far as local politics is concerned. Gachagua is in the village, powerless, nothing, no influence. So there's nothing he can do. So all this tells you that William Samoei Ruto is not keen on having this broad-based government ensuring a smooth, fair, and transparent elections. I don't know what you think, but from where I sit, there could be plans to interfere with the date of 2027 general elections. Guys, like the video, comment, share, and let me know what you think about that, especially that idea of IEBC. Bye-bye.